Hi everyone! So in this session today, I'd like to share with you some Hindu mythology. In this particular session, I'd like to share with you the story of the sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. I found this really great article on Yoga International written by Zoe Newell that explains how the sun salutations came to be. So I'd like to share with you an excerpt from the article. Hanuman, the great monkey hero of the Ramayana, was fascinated with Surya almost from birth. As a baby, he saw the sun in the sky and mistook it for a high-growing, luscious mango. Pushing off from the earth with his powerful monkey legs and stretching up through his long monkey arms, he leapt and soared to seize the sun and succeeded. Even as an infant, Hanuman had supernatural strength. He popped the sun into his mouth and began to eat it, causing the universe to go dark, which of course alerted the gods that something was very wrong. The sun scalded Hanuman's mouth, but that stubborn monkey held on until Lord Indra hurled his diamond thunderbolt straight at Hanuman's jaw. That did it. Hanuman opened his mouth and dropped the sun, and the universe's light returned to normal. But that Vajra, the thunderbolt, hurt him. In fact, it broke his jaw, Hanu, giving him the nickname by which we know him today, the one with the broken jaw. The gods temporarily took away Hanuman's powers, but because they were sorry about his jaw, although not about saving the sun, they also gave him special powers of strength, speed, shape-shifting, a gift for celibacy, a prodigious memory, and the qualities of a true lover of God, all of which would be restored to him in the future when he would meet and serve Lord Ram. In the meantime, Hanuman needed an education. Why not ask Surya, his mother, Anjana suggested. He drives his chariot all over the world every day and sees everything everywhere. He knows all the sacred scriptures and he flies even higher and farther than you can. I'm sure he has forgotten all about that little fruit incident when you were a baby. So Hanuman asked Surya to be his teacher, but Surya refused. He had forgiven Hanuman for trying to eat him, but said, "I have a strict schedule and no spare time at all. I must keep moving. I can't stop to teach you, and besides, how can you learn effectively when I'm moving?" "What if I keep up with you?" asked Hanuman. "Will you take me as your student then?" "You won't be able to," replied Surya, "but all right." Hanuman flew up and positioned himself with his face to Surya's, and Surya, who appreciated persistence in a student, began to speed across the sky, expounding scripture as he went. Naturally, this meant that Hanuman was always traveling backward, with his face to his teacher, but isn't that as it should be? You shouldn't turn your back on your teacher. It's rude. Some say that Hanuman's backward moving trajectory was the origin of Surya Namaskar, sun salutations. If you think about it, you will realize that as you perform the movements of Surya Namaskar. You don't tend to wind up at the back of your mat and then have to return to the front in order to continue the series. Hanuman was such a dedicated student that he mastered all the Vedas within a week. And what was Surya's leaving fee? Surya, who was perhaps a little relieved to see Hanuman go, declined any payment. Watching a devoted student learn was his own reward, he said. "Well then," said Hanuman, "I can only offer you my gratitude and namaskars." And so the Surya Namaskar series was born as Hanuman's guru Dakshina to Surya. So, what I really appreciate and enjoy about this story and how I've been informed about the practice of sun salutation is that it's filled with a lot of gratitude. And again, relating back to the story, Surya Namaskar was created just simply out of gratitude from Hanuman to his teacher. And so taking that intention of gratitude I'd like to apply it to the practice in the sequence today, which is literally a variation of sun salutation, A. So if you'd like to join me in the practice, coming to the top of your mat, in Tadasana, big toes together, all 10 toes, face to the top of the mat, knees, hips and shoulders squared to the top of the mat, rooting down through all 4 corners of your feet, crown extending to the sky, tucking your ribs in, resting your arms by your side, palms face forward. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms up towards the sky. In prayer, if you'd like, gaze up towards your thumbs if you'd like. Exhale into forward fold, bending from your hips, reaching down towards the ground. Long back from your hips to the base of your neck. Inhale, halfway lift, moving your torso away from your thighs. Exhale, making your way into plank, stacking your shoulders over your wrist, one long line from the crown to your hips to your heels, being pulled in the opposite directions, top and bottom of your mat. Press firmly into the palms. Inhale to prepare. Exhale into Chaturanga. Coming, hovering over the mat. Inhale into upward facing dog. Pressed firmly into the tops of your feet and the palms, lifting your kneecaps and hips off of the mat. Exhale into downward facing dog. Pressing down to your palms and your feet, spiraling your biceps out, forearms in. Making your way back into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Long spine from your hips. Exhale, back into forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. I hope that you enjoyed this session today.